Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. So, pretty hot out there, wouldn't you say? Outside? No, it's freezing. It snowed last night. I had to scrape ice off the windshield today, which I hate doing. There's a polar vortex coming, or maybe it came last weekend. It's supposed to be minus 17 on Saturday. But that's not what I mean. I mean in the real estate market. Pretty hot out there, huh? Folks, I cannot even begin to tell you how hot it is out there. And I get it. I say this all the time, right? To be fair, last year, certain segments of the market were cold. I did talk about those when they happened. But right now, guys, I cannot possibly convey what market conditions are like out there. I can explain it, but a picture paints 1,000 words, so I'm going to do that. It's wild. We started the year and we really didn't know what to expect. I think we thought freehold to be hot. It always is. But the condo market is making a comeback, guys. The frickin' condo market. Let me show you a sale, okay? Let's zoom in here, please. One of these things is not like the other. Yeah, I know, because this thing sold for $1.1 million. Does that make any sense to you? Okay, to Coven Muse? Yeah, we can actually put the address because it's Pick 5 and you had to sign in with a password. So Trev can't tell me not to give out sold data even though everyone has it. I'm so bothered by that. I could make way better blogs if I was allowed to give out sales data. So to Coven Muse, right? It all started back here. A couple of agents from Sage, they sold this place for $975,000. Next one sold for $912,000. Great. This guy gets a deal at $860,000. How do you think he feels right now? $1.1 million. Now, to be fair, it's larger. It's not the same as the $860,000. Listed at $835,000. Okay, one of the guys on my team had an offer for $888,000. It was like, no, you need to be $950,000. At $950,000, you would have lost by $1.1 million. That's a condo townhouse, okay? And it's not a little one-bedroom condo out there, which I still think are probably buyer's market, but it's happening. And if you remember my December blog, sorry, the one I wrote about December, and I showed you two things. One, highest sales ever for condos in the month of December in the history of Toronto. More importantly, number two, first time ever that December condo sales outpaced November. And that is what we call an indicator, right? We get to see the future. And that showed me that condos are going to once again get hot. And so I am not surprised here. So let's do one more. Okay, let's go back. Excuse me. Let's go back and look at last week. There were 3 properties in Pick 5 that I did that I want to show you. Here's one, little one I like to call 131 Gladstone, right? $1,349,000. What did I say I thought this was going to go for? $1,600,000, $1,650,000. Sold for $1,711,000. 111. I'm thinking pizza and I'm thinking Slurpees. 9, 6, 7, 11, 11, and then the 7-Eleven, of course. Okay. So that was Gladstone. Dover Court. Okay, I showed you this one and I said $1,398,000 holding back. It feels like it's $1,398,000. It'll probably go for $1,500,000. And then Gladstone. This one I said I didn't like. I thought it was worth $1,599,000. I'm having deja vu right now. This is really weird. Did this happen or did I dream this? No, this happened. And then I think I said it'll go somewhere around list. Blog reader Ed told me, you've got to do this. You've got to do this regularly. You have to give out the sales of last week's Pick 5s. So we're doing that now. The other 2 have not been posted yet. So one more thing just to depress the SHIT out of you. I'm a dad. I spell things. My kid's 4. Hey, when is she going to learn to read? I mean, seriously, you're 4. Okay? You're not child modeling. You're not bringing in that much needed third income. Okay, here are a bunch of sales. And yes, I've handpicked these. They're not all the craziest ones. They're just ones that I wanted to show you. This is a 2-bedroom house that sold for $1,351,000. This is a 2-bedroom house that sold for $1,351,000. Yeah, I wasn't sure if you got that. This sold for, carry the one, $450,000 over the list price. Yeah. And then this one here, Milverton, whatever, whatevs, as the kids say, or the client I just talked to, was probably in her mid-30s. This sold for $420,000 over list. Okay, that's Milverton, $1,300,000. Okay, so no big deal. 85 Withrow, no parking. I don't need parking. I'm just going to drive around and around and around and around and around and around, and then I'll park up the street and I'll carry the groceries and the baby. $400,000 over list. Memorial Park, $999. Bully offer on a Friday night, $1,250,000 for a bungalow. Okay. LeMay. This was one of those purple bricks ones. Okay. And can I say this? Yeah, I think I can. Oh, all right, I can say whatever I want. You know who's calling me right now? My biggest Pick 5 fan ever. I'm not answering. I'm filming Pick 5, and you're going to watch this on Friday night while drinking. Seriously, there's a real estate agent in the city who shall remain nameless, who literally drinks while watching my Pick 5. I'm so flattered. She has a husband, and he watches with her. I'll get back to you. So she's going to tell me that she won in multiple offers with a letter, you know. Dear Mr. and Mrs. Seller, when my client first went into your home, and I'm like, those never work, but apparently she won. Okay, sorry, I'll call you back. So yeah, LeMay, this was one of those purple brick situations. People always leave money on the table with those folks. I don't think they did here. It's $1,360,000 for frickin' 2-bedroom. My phone's blowing up right now. Oops, that's backwards. It's a day, folks. It's a day. I'm losing my mind, okay? $350,000 over list for Palmerston. That's a 15-foot lot. And again, stupid low, right? Stupid low. But these things are all getting 20 offers. Millwood. Okay, so Millwood. I didn't do a Pick 5 on this, did I? The backyard, it backs onto a commercial building. And it's literally like, it's just crap back there. It's terrible. Okay, this is what it backs onto. This right here. And then this was all dirt. This actually looks better than it really does. See this commercial building? This ended up getting $2.115 million. I pegged this at $2 million. I told a client about it, said he didn't like it. A colleague of mine was actually looking at it. Person called me. 2.115. Just wild. And then roads. Oh my goodness. Someone called me about this last night. She's looking for $900,000. Listed at $799. And I said this can sell for $1,050,000. Got bullied last night at $1,030,000. Again, I know what I'm talking about. Anyways, guys, so those are the sales from the week that was. Today I wanted to talk about Bedford Park and Wanless Park. And third missed call in 3 minutes. I'm busy. I'm filming my Pick 5. Okay, this is Bedford Park. This is Wanless Park. And I've told you about this in the past. I think I did a Pick 5 recently when I was talking about all the different areas that are confused as Lawrence Park. So, Allenby, named after the school district, right? People call this North Toronto. Fine, it's in Toronto, it's a little further north. But Lawrence Park South, people don't like me to call it that. When I do, in my advertisements, they send me emails and they write anonymous letters to Bosley because they're crazy. You've got Sherwood Park over here, named after Sherwood Park. Lytton Park, I would say, is further over near Avenue. Never heard of anyone calling it Caribou Park. I'm having deja vu. I think I did a Pick 5 on this. Did I do a Pick 5 in Bedford Park already this year? So then we've got Bedford Park over here. We've got Wanless over here. Teddington, by the name, of course. Hogs Hollow, needs no introduction. Cricket Club, up near the Cricket Club. We literally just name areas after things that, like, Fire Hall Village. There's a fire hall. So I want to look at these 5 properties today. They are nicely clustered around Yonge Street. They are representative of entry level as well as move up. And they're all very close to Yonge. I mentioned that. So you've got the subway here as a major draw. You're pretty far north. Now, I've been taking the subway since 1955. But I think that if you were taking the subway from Lawrence down to Union, it's 30 minutes. Is that right? When I was a kid, I never knew you could transfer at Bloor. I once got on and rode the U all the way up to Wilson. There was a sports card shop called Fastball Sports Cards. It was next to Booby World, actually called Bagel World. People called it Booby World for obvious reasons. And my brother and I took like an hour and 30-minute ride. We went from St. Clair all the way down to Union, around on the U, all the way up to Wilson. We didn't know that you could transfer onto the green line from the yellow line. I didn't buy anything that day. And then we went all the way back. I think I was like 13, okay? There was no internet back then. Give me a break. So, yeah, I think it's a hike. But people love this area for many reasons. Schools, first of all. You've got John Wanless, you've got Bedford Park. My buddy lives on Cranbrooke, super into the culture, neighborhood, demographic, hockey, right? Super, super family-friendly area. Proximity to Yonge, back before COVID, when you could walk into a coffee shop or have a meal of food at a restaurant, right? So these would probably be the 3 main draws, I would say, is the community, the schools, the proximity to Yonge, and then, of course, you know, the houses themselves, right? So let's start here with 47 Roslin. And again, this is one of those discount listings, so there's bound to be errors in here, but let's take a look, shall we? So 47 Roslin's on the east side, right? The east side. of Yonge, which means that it's in Bedford Park. Now, Bedford Park, I'm going to go to the Fraser Institute here. Let's see this. Let's see this. I'm spoiling the next one. Bedford Park. Now someone's offering me bagels. I'm filming my pick 5. So Bedford Park is an 8.1 out of 10. I don't know if that we can see this here on the screen. Let me do this. I'm going to move this here. Hello? Yeah. Move that. You know what, guys? It's not going to work. You're going to have to take my word for it. It's an 8. Hello, Gov. 8.1 out of 10 ranks 267 out of 3,000 schools. It's a phenomenal school. It is one of the major draws to this area. And certainly for somebody looking entry level, Roslin meets all your needs, except it has no parking. So it's got the school, right? First and foremost. Location, as we saw, is 2 blocks from Yonge Street. You can walk down to the subway, and you're part of the community. So the house itself, 17 by 94, not huge. As mentioned, no parking of any type. That is going to play a major factor in this area because most of these houses, dare I say, do have a parking space. You're going to be the one house that has no parking. So it's a 3-bed, 2-bath, plus 0 in the basement. You know it's a discount brokerage when you're adding 0. So sorry, let me just go back here. So it's 47 Roslin, and there's a picture of 2 houses, right? It's this one here. So this is the corner lot. I like corner lots. I've got a client on Lee Crest with a corner lot, super house. Some people don't, and it really depends. Maybe on this one you might be a little bit exposed, but that's not our house. We're looking at the one next to it, so there is no parking. Inside, nicely renovated, at least from the photos. The carpet is awful. I don't care for this brick. There's a lot of things happening here. We've got a paneled ceiling, but for the most part, we can call this renovated. And like, what do you honestly want for this price point, right? This is a phenomenal price point. And dare I say, I don't know how this thing hasn't sold. Maybe it's the no parking. So it meets your needs, right? It gets you into the area. It's a 3-bed. It's a 2-bath, right? Basement's finished. It's got weird tile. Fine. I'd throw down a carpet over top of it. But look at the ceiling height, right? Ceiling height, nothing wrong with it. I hate these little pedestals. Ugh. Okay, photos are out of order. These photos suck. Okay, so no parking, right? Little dirt backyard. Again, what do you want for $1.2 million, right? Same wallpaper that you had downstairs. Who puts an Hermes? Hermes? Do you know my friend Hermes? Who puts Hermes on their wall? I'm going to go home and spray paint Prada on the kitchen wall and see how my wife likes that. Okay, so there you go. Not much to really say about that one. I don't think it was the best presentation, but it's $1,225,000. It's been on the market for 39 days. It's a steal. $1,225,000 gets you into the area. Can I show you a map again? David, you just showed me this. I know, but it needs to be seen again. This is 1 block from Yonge Street. It's 1.5 blocks from Bedford Park. How close is it to the subway? I know I just made fun of it and told you a ridiculous story about me on the subway for an hour and a half in 1993. This location is freaking phenomenal, and this thing's only $1,225,000. Okay, let's move on to Ranleigh. Ranleigh? Ronan? Yeah, very confusing. Okay, so we've got Roslin, Ranleigh, Ronan. Roslin, Ranleigh, Ronan, it's a bit of a tongue twister. So you can see this one here, literally steps to Yonge, literally steps to Bedford Park, first house in from Yonge Street, again, right? So I want to show you the street view, just to say we did. Thank you. Okay. This way, right? This way. Bear with me, guys. So what have you got? You've got Yonge Street. Okay, you've got a big parking lot, right? And then you're what? The second house in. So if we zoom in here, we can see 15. What are we looking at here? We're looking at our friend 17. So you're not the first house in, but you're pretty darn close. I personally think there's a big difference. If this is your house and people are parking and looking in your window, fine. You know, somebody accidentally drives up on your lawn. I don't know where that's coming from, but you never know. And you can see here when Google Maps had this, or had their little car go by, which is really creepy, taking the photos. They were taking a photo of this when it was for sale. Hang on to that thought. I'm going to bring it back there. So we'll go back to 17 Ranleigh, and inside you can see that it's been renovated. This is $1,228,000, but on the market for 47 days. Holy moly. Okay. And this one says it has a mutual driveway with a detached garage for 2 cars. We'll come back to that too. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath. It's 18 by 119. So remember the first one. We were 17 by 94. This is 18 by 119. So you have an extra 25 feet deep. You've got an extra foot in the front. You have a kitchen in the basement, which no one wants in this area, and builders always put in there. So the first photo is of place settings. Good stagers don't do this. So here's what you've got. Can you guys see this? Yes, you can. You have a building in your backyard. From your front yard, you see the backs of buildings. right? And they didn't do anything to the front of it. So it looks clean on the inside. That looks pretty narrow, does it not? These photos are terrible. So where do you put your coats? Is there a hall closet? Why is my couch staring at my fireplace? It's narrow, right? There you go. See, there's no hall closet. So it's 18 feet. You got a little desk at the front, terrible staging. And the first one was 17 feet. That's why you've got the desk there. So you can imagine how narrow the first one was. So there's reasons these things haven't sold. And again, don't get me wrong. If someone said, hey, I want to live in Bedford Park for $1.2 million, I'd be like, cool, man. I want to buy a PSA 7 Lorne Chabot from 1933 Hamilton Gum. Wait, I did. That's it. Last night, my dad and I, this is what we do. I'm an eBay sniper. I bid with 3 seconds left. Me and my dad bought that card. Is that the sexiest thing you've ever seen? Seriously? That's a PSA 7, okay? There's only 4 of those in the world. And there's only one higher. There's a PSA 8. I've got the 7. No, seriously, it's how my mind works. Okay, so point is, like, what would I say to the person? You want $1.2 million in Bedford Park? Okay, well, guess what? You can buy this house that's renovated. It just happens to be backing onto an apartment building, and it happens to be, right, really narrow and poorly staged, and, you know, you can see the backs of the buildings on Yonge Street. That's a terrible photo. So, again, there are better properties. There are more expensive properties, but, you know, you have to have more money to buy more expensive properties. So if you want entry level, this is pretty darn good. Again, I would have staged it, right? You can tell here, all scuffed up, right? Green tape here. Not the best presentation, right? They didn't even pay for virtual staging. I hate virtual staging. I will never virtually stage. These are the same goddamn rooms over and over. Sorry, I said goddamn. Okay, so we've got a renovated bathroom with porcelain tile that literally looks exactly like the stuff I put in my shower at 112 George. Man, do I feel bad for whoever bought that. That thing was so much goddamn work. I said goddamn again. I'm really sorry. My wife and I reminisce about it. She loves it. I loved it for like the first couple years. It was so much work. The last 2 years, there were birds. I figured out the 2 crazy guys lives next to us. They were feeding the birds. It was unusable space because the birds crapped. Remember I had that 1,400 square foot terrace, right, staring at the CN Tower in the park, and I had a ping pong table and all that? That's great in theory and in photos and when I talk about it. In reality, we never went out there because the birds crapped everywhere. And then I sold it, and I felt bad. I went over to the pressure washer every night during the listing and pressure wash. Seriously, all the birds did was crap. And then I finally caught the guys next door feeding the birds because they're crazy people, right? I'm sorry. I know you're not supposed to say that, but I don't care. And then I told property management, and you know what they did? Nothing. That was a goat, by the way. They did absolutely nothing. And then we moved out. I've never looked back. Anyways, yes, condos, houses, they can both be a lot of work. This is the basement. I've been drinking coffee all day. It's my third, I'm sorry. This is the basement. There's not a big ceiling height. It's a terrible kitchen down there. You know, so fine. You're going to have a very hard time finding somebody that is height appropriate for this basement. Okay, there you go, backyard. So again, I mean, look, you've got a building in the backyard. This is a mutual drive. What do you want for $1.2 million? You want to be in Bedford Park? I mean, what you see is pretty much what you get here. So let's move on to the next one. I really went off on a wild tangent there. We're only on the second property. Okay, so 99 Ronan. The movie Ronan, right? That's where my mind was going. It's all car chases. Watch it sometimes when I've had a few bevies. Okay, so 99 Ronan, we'll take a look at the map here. So this is still on the east side. I told you there's 3 properties, Ranleigh, Ronan, and Roslin. This is closer to what we would call Wanless Park. I mean, realistically, right? Bedford Park, fine. Wanless Park, you're a block away from it. But I would still probably, no, I'd call this Wanless Park. Once you're on the other side of Mount Pleasant. Okay, so very, very cool spot. Mount Pleasant's very busy. These streets get no through traffic. And you're very close to Wanless Park, which is fantastic. Ronan's always been a favorite street of mine. So this house is, again, a semi, 3-bed, 2-bath, but it's 21 by 119. Humor me here, 18 wide, circle, and then 17 wide, okay? 1794, 18 by 119, 21 by 119. That width is so important. Every room is bigger, and you have, hello, Gov, a private driveway. 75 grand worth of value right there. 3-bed, 2-bath, 4-piece upstairs, 2-piece main. What? Yeah, the basement's unfinished. So I can work with that, right? If it's got good ceiling height down there, let's buy a house with an unfinished basement so we'll pay less so we can afford our monthly payments and our down payment, and then we can finish it down the line when we need it, aka what my brother did when they bought in Riverdale. Bought a house with like a 7-foot basement and it was unfinished, and they were squeaking to get in for whatever, sub 800,000, and they did, and they finished it down the line. So I like this house a lot. On the inside, we've opened up the walls, okay, 21 feet wide. We have not opened this one up yet, and it's staged, right? It's staged with, okay furniture that I would probably get rid of. So this thing is not brand new renovated, but the last house I showed you that was brand new renovated was done so kind of poorly. I would rather have a better house and renovate it myself. Okay, this is the kitchen, right? It's old, great. But what's on the other side of it? Hello, main floor. Hello, main floor family room, right? That is massive value, massive value. You take your typical semi. Living, dining, kitchen. Peace out. That's my house. Add this on here, okay? $100,000 right off the bat. Fan-frickin-tastic. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Main floor powder room. Phenomenal. This house is fantastic, okay? Now, all of these fall into the Bedford Park School District, right? And I showed you it's an 8.1 out of 10, right? This is a master. Oh, I don't like the carpet. Okay, seriously, that's a king-size bed, and look how much room you've got. So much room for activities, right? It's got character. And we had furniture here. We took it out. Smaller, right? You're always going to have the one small one. Pretty big bathroom. You've got a standing shower and a tub. You can renovate that to your heart's delight. And then out back, we've got the hot tub, which we haven't used since we got married. And then, what else? Fantastic yard, right? Next to you, what do you got? $3 million house. So there is so much here to like. Price, unfinished basement, main floor family room, private driveway. This feels like 1.5 to me. It really does. Now from a value perspective, right? Let's take a look at these, okay? So these are Snowden, Ronan. Okay, so these are all the semis that are in, can I go to the map here? Asking like I'm not. Okay, so these are all the semis that are in and around this area. And you can drag this here. I don't know why I have that polygon there, but there's nothing else. This is from September 1st of last year and onwards. So, 3-bed, 2-bath, 18 by 83, $1,228,000, right? You've got lane parking, fine. You've got here $1,345,000 on Ronan, 16 by 100, 3-bed, 2-bath. None of them have main floor family rooms or private drives, right? And this thing sold in September. So $1,345,000, again, Snowden, it's 25 by 66. Forget it. Forget about it. And then last but not least, you got $1,275,000, right? No parking, no main floor family room. I don't even want to talk about it. So we go back to our good friend here at Ronan. We have a 21-foot wide. We have a private driveway. We have an unfinished basement. I don't care. We have a main floor family room. This feels like 1.5 to me. A value perspective, you saw those comps. It's 1.45. Guess what? If you want to buy a house in this market, you have to pay more. I didn't say overpay. Because everyone that overpays for their house, like back when we used to go to work, and that girl from accounting, she'd be like, did you see what Jimmy and Beth bought their house for? It's like, how far is the drive every night to Ajax? Not that I'm making fun of Ajax. I'm making fun of that person. And then you sold it for like a $600,000 profit 3 years later. And that person's like, they have nothing to say. You all know who I'm talking about, right? The woman, she has like the hunky fireman calendar or whatever, like the Dilbert comic strip at her desk in a little cubicle, whatever. I stole that from David Cross. But yeah, I get so sick of people chirping other people that buy real estate. In the city of Toronto, I don't know, it goes up in value, makes a lot of people money. But yeah, $1,450,000, you're gonna have to pay $1,500,000, $1,550,000. You might, well, no on offer date, and that's the thing. You never know until you know how many offers there are. You gotta suss out the lay of the land. You gotta talk to the listing agent. But point being here, no one's comfortable in this market. Every house is selling for more than anyone wants to pay. Okay, you want to be comfortable? Go to a spa. That was awesome. That's a soundbite right there. Okay, 132 Cranbrooke. Let's do this. So this came out yesterday. Okay, this thing's gonna sell. This thing is $1,688,000. It's a 25 by 110. It's a 3-bed plus 1 2-bath. Has parking. Does not have a family room. This is a lie. But this thing is on the other side of Yonge over here, and this is in John Wanless School District. Okay, John Wanless is a slightly better school. It's not a better school. It's just ranked higher. That's stupid. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. So John Wanless from 8.12, an 8.4. People kill for this school. People love this school. I don't know. You know me. I want to know how many sports fields they have outside. I want my kids outdoors. Okay, so the house itself, it was a decent job of staging. Okay, so can you park there? Is that legal is a question. There's the mutual you could probably get through. So inside, let's get inside. Okay, inside we've got radiant. The walls have not been opened up, right? So there's a few things some people might want to change. But at what cost, right? I wouldn't change anything in here. Not at this price. So this is staging, right? We're literally looking at photos of furniture. We're looking at photos of rugs. When you look at a house like this, people go, ooh, it looks nice. Okay, how would this look if it was empty? You'd be like, I didn't care for that. Staging is so important these days, as you may have watched in my video interview with Lucy Brand from a couple weeks ago. So it's got the galley kitchen because we haven't opened it up. There you go. Does not have a main floor family room addition. Am I going too fast here? I can hear Kristen Bosley's Zoom call through the drywall. We have to literally listen to everything each other says for the next 30 years. Okay, so we'll go upstairs. Right here you see the AC unit. Because it's radiant, you've got to have that wall unit. 3 bedrooms, carpet, pretty standard stuff. These photos are really bothering me here. So it's not a huge house, right? Bathroom's pretty snug. But again, you want it detached. This is $1,688,000. Could use some TLC. Didn't stage these rooms, right? Saved you $200. And then the basement's got some blue carpet. It's got a low ceiling. It's got 2 huge pillars. So the house I'm going to show you next is a similar size property. It's actually identical. It's just a way, way better house. So this is a great starter home at $1,688,000 when we were talking about Ronan could be $1,500,000. Well, Ronan has a private driveway. It has a main floor family room. Yes, it's a semi, 3-bed, 2-bath. And then we've got here 132 Cranbrooke. See how it says drive mutual, parking 1? You guys familiar with this little guy? Okay, hold on. Where are we here? Toronto parking pad. Okay. Cranbrooke. Okay, and look at that. 132 Cranbrooke front yard. Now, I did not see any note here about front pad parking. Wow. What a huge mistake. What a huge frickin' mistake. I can't get over it. I saw a house last week that was listed as a semi-detached that was a detached. That's only $200,000. So anyways, that's the starter home. I want to show you the same version. Watch this, 25 by 110 and 25 by 110. So what's the difference here? This has a real family room. Now this one here said it had a family room. It did not. This is central air, forced air gas central air. This is radiant and wall unit, okay? Here is a real front pad parking, and here has front pad parking, but doesn't say that it does. Okay, so this is 24 Brookdale, and I'm going to go to the map here. This is the second house in from this laneway, and I am very bullish about this house. I have somebody that's interested in it. It's actually why I decided to do this pick 5 today, because I thought, hell, I've been looking up in that area. Why don't we just go right into it? And thus we did. And it's not even dark out. It's the middle of the day, which is freaking amazing. So I want to show you the Google Street View. 24 Brookdale, thank you. And you guys tell me, because I'm not bothered by this, but you guys tell me, second house in, another phone call. That's an important one. Second house in. So this is us right here, right? Like that's a $2 million house if I've ever seen one. I mean, that's Yonge Street for Christ's sake. Like you could literally just walk right out and, oh yeah, we're in a pandemic, so no one does anything. So if there was ever a fear that, I don't know, there could be development here or something, look, this is a public laneway, and then I just don't see you getting, a tower on this lot. So that's kind of what I was talking to a client of mine about. Proximity to Yonge is absolutely amazing. This is in Bedford Park School District. Okay, so I'm going to double check that. Yeah, this is in Bedford Park. So it's on, where are we here? It's on the west side of Yonge. But for whatever reason, this is Bedford Park, this is John Juana's, it's in Bedford Park School District. So this is a much better house, and I'll show you why for a few reasons. So it just feels a little bit bigger. It's a 25-foot lot. This probably is the original threshold here. It's not any more open, but once you turn around, you can see they've opened up over here, the kitchen, to the dining. They've added the main floor family room addition back here. And the ceiling detail, personally, I just love. And like, who doesn't love the Wolf range? It just is a better fit. It's a better house in every way. It's the same size lot, but when you open up all these walls and you extend it back here, it's a way bigger house. It's a way more open house. It's going to feel larger. Love the stained glass, right? Good staging. They've used a really small table here to make the place look bigger. So there you go. You've got your wolf range. Uh-oh, photographer forgot to remove the hand towel. My photographer always does that. So in the back, I was joking around with my client about this. It's like, it's perfect. You're like, I don't want to move the piano. That's $1,000. You're like, oh, we'll just jam it in the back. Okay, so then here's the main floor family room. So again, maybe it's not as functional as some other ones we've seen. We've got the TV right underneath the look-through, but you can put a TV in the living room at the front if you want. You can put it back here. You can do whatever you want. It gives you a hell of a lot more options. And then skylight up top. Who doesn't love that? So backyard's great. Now, yes, you can see the Yonge Street buildings from here. Again, to be priced in, right? You can't be fussed about that. I think that's a $2 million house, right? They're listed at $1,749,000. I think it's $2 million. The things that I like about this house, maybe things that other people don't. I love how close it is to Yonge Street. People are like, oh, I wish I was a little bit further over. You're going to pay for that. Bathrooms are renovated, right? They've spent money in the right places. I think these floors are original, and they've done such a good job on them. These floors could have been covered with carpet, right, from like 1952 to like 1992. And they've refinished them. You recognize original carpet when you see it. And look at things like this, like new doors and or new hardware, right? It just, the things that wear on me, molding, trim, doors. You know when you see the old phone cable that's been painted over like for 80 years and it's become like a part of the wood? Those are the things that people don't really spend the money on, but when someone does it, you appreciate it. And that's what this house has. So the basement, it's got good ceiling height, right? Bright laundry room. It's not huge. We've got one little room. The shot's taken from a good angle. It's probably not the most functional room. Massive house next door. So I love this. I think this has a ton of potential. And like, where's it going to go in price? I think it's a $2 million house. I know that sounds nuts, right? It's only a 3-bed, 2-bath. It is detached, but it just has so much going for it. It's got the front pad parking. It's got the main floor family room. It's in really, really good shape. Offers on February 1st, so we'll probably come back to that. We're done. I can't believe it. That was so fast. Anyways, if you've made it this far, thank you for putting up with me. I always say that, and it's true. My phone's absolutely blowing up. Guys, it's wild out there. I know everyone always says they're busy, right? Real estate agents are just like the people putting crap out on Instagram. They're like every day is a work day, like those stupid memes. You know, they're like, this person said, have a great weekend. Realtors don't have a weekend. I'm like, literally, you don't even work. You're just doing Pilates all day and drinking Starbucks with your friends. Pre-pandemic, that's how my mind works. So yeah, far be it for me to say it's busy, but I mean, it's January. It's the busiest January I've ever had my entire career. The contacts are coming in like crazy. I can barely keep up with it. Got a great team here. Everyone's working away. We're just waiting for inventory, right? So prices right now, they're being pushed substantially by the lack of inventory. I have to think more is on the way. Help is on the way. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching again this week. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye for now.